Let's go work, union! Idiots!
Get sit there! You should go out of here!
They revelled in it. They wanted the reputation of being outlaws, of taking themselves outside the law and willing to do what was necessary to them to acquire more power. Their business model was to be feared by everybody. If you negotiate with us, do not think for a second we're going to obey the law.
Over the past 3 days, a commission of inquiry has heard hours of damning evidence and allegations about the violent and corrupt conduct of the CFMEU's Queensland branch under its former leadership.
Stand up, fight back!
The union is one of Australia's largest, with over 120,000 members across building, construction, shipping, timber, furnishing and textile industries.
Tell the truth! Tell the truth!
As far as the Queensland branch goes, allegations of systematic wrongdoing and a culture of misconduct at the very top were first raised in a royal commission a decade ago. So if the union movement in Queensland is described as a family, would the CFMEU be the problem child?
Definitely under the former leadership, yes. Yeah, changed a little bit now, but under the former leadership, definitely.
This meant they're going to have an inquiry.
For years, Michael Ravbar was at the top, a powerful and prominent secretary.
Do something! That's why we put you into government in the first place!
Flanked by William Cain-Lauv and Jade Ingham.
Union!
That was until last July, when the federal government took the unprecedented step of appointing an independent administrator, Melbourne barrister Mark Irving, to take over the union's construction and general division. Irving then engaged this man.
My name is Jeffrey, spelled with a G, Morris, M-A-U-R-I-C-E, Watson.
As an anti-corruption expert, Mr Watson spent months investigating the union in Queensland. His report ultimately compelled the state LNP government to call for this commission.
I came up here thinking this is a storm in a teacup. Because I'd read accounts of these things that were going on, and on paper they looked like so silly, so childish. Schoolyard bullies. And I thought, oh, this is nothing. It was then I spent some weeks interviewing people when I realised I was wrong and it was quite different.
Every f***ing day.
As well as interviewing alleged victims, Mr Watson spent hours analysing incidents like this.
I don't give a f*** what you got. We got members here. We got heart. You ain't got heart. You ain't got rights. You ain't got terms and conditions. So get your little wagon and f*** off now.
This is one of several recordings released to the Commission spotlighting the so-called turf war between the CFMEU and its biggest competitor, the Australian Workers' Union. Mr Watson claimed the AWU was on the receiving end of so much abuse and intimidation, he couldn't possibly detail every incident.
You and your union, you're going nowhere. Going nowhere.
And it wasn't just rival unionists who copped it, he found, but numerous government officials, including state workplace safety regulators.
This is plainly part of a strategy. You just get stuck into them until you break them, drive them out of the job, and then you break the next one.
The conduct from Queensland was pretty horrific from the beginning.
When you say the beginning, what's the beginning?
Well, maybe 2010, there was no sharing of power within the structures. It was Michael Ravbar's palace, Michael Ravbar's kingdom in which he ruled.
Mr Watson linked this behaviour to tactics used by the Victorian CFMEU branch under John Setka, suggesting it was a learned, deliberate model.
In Victoria, what had happened was Setka had pushed the AWU off all of the civil world. They terrified the contractors. I know this pretty well. I've investigated this as well. Now, I am 100% confident that the people in Queensland, Mr Ravbar, Mr Ingham, they'd seen that success and said, we can do the same here.
Mr Irving claimed even after the pair were ousted, they retained shadow control over the union until June or July this year. further alleging they exercised coercive control over other members who were engaging with Mr Watson's investigations. He also revealed he's considering expelling them from the union altogether, along with others including Mr Setka. Mr Setka was invited to partake in the investigations, but Mr Watson said he refused by way of text, which also allegedly included a personal attack.
And he told me that I better hope I never cross his path, and he called me a fat, ugly. He then gave me some weight loss advice, which I might say my wife does too from time to time in slightly different terms. But that was the response that I got.
Mr Ravbar and Mr Ingham declined their invitations to be interviewed too, and in the end only a few union officials partook. Though Mr Watson says those encounters were hopeless without exception.
One of the poor fellows was there explaining to me that his memory was very bad because he used to be a footballer and his grandmother had dementia. I mean, I've never seen such memory loss on a widespread scale. And I was council assisting at ICAE.
Mr Watson said of all the cultural problems within the CFMEU, hostility towards women is the single worst aspect of what he found in his investigations. It's a claim Mr Ravbar has denied publicly in the past.
By the way, I don't care that Mr Ravbar or Mr Ingham will come out every day of the week and say, we do a lot to encourage women. I like to look at their actions rather than their words.
The Commission of Inquiry will sit for another 3 days next month and then again in the new year. And while Mr Ravbar hasn't been confirmed as a witness, he is on the list of people who may be required to appear. In the meantime, the union's restructure plans have been laid bare, including a multi-million-dollar program addressing behavioural change in men in the industry towards women. Has the culture changed, have you noticed?
Look, I think it is definitely changing, and I think they're on a pathway where they want to re-engage with the rest of the trade union movement, and they want to make peace and I guess reparations in terms of some of the things that have happened. But it starts with that recognition, fundamentally that the pathway they were on was wrong.
Oh my God.